Greetings, my sky observing viewers. Today on Merry Meeples, we are going to be looking at inside the box of Galileo Project, coming to us from, sorry, we are French. There's the designer. There's the artist. There's the side. 40 to 80 minutes, 14 plus, 2 to 4 players. Here's the back side. This shows the main board set up with all the various bits. There's all those metrics again. Here's the stuff in French. Here's the stuff in English. 30 years after first settler ships left the Ganymede outpost, Earth and Mars have decided upon a new plan, the Galileo Project. The aim is to arrange the 4 Galilean moons of Jupiter into habitable homes for mankind. And there's the components. There's a bit more story. Doop, 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 doop. Alright. Here's a player board. Here's some more company information. Let's go ahead and get this opened up and see what's inside. Alright, so we remove the box lid. First thing we have is directions. These are the French directions, so let's throw those aside. Oh wait, really quick. Should show you this. Here's the inside of the box cover. Pretty cool. Alright, now we have the English instruction. Here's the theme and aim of the game. There's all the components. The general setup and the player setup. Example of the setup and the numbers correspond to over here. Next up we have what the main concepts of the games are between the characters, the robots, the technology, resources and tokens, and then we get into how to play. The influence switch is optional. Mandatory action, so you can hire a character. Here's all stuff on how to hire a character, including with examples. Here is acquiring a robot, again with examples. Developing a technology, one of the simplest things in the game. How you claim a goal, end of turn. Here's assigning modifiers, robot project cards, all covered on that page. Then you have the end of the game, and which you all get points from, and an example of that. You have the appendix, so this is what all the different moons do that you'll be putting robots on and moving your little tokens around. The robot abilities, and then all of the character abilities into the technologies, and into what the goals are. And on the back is that. Alright, so first thing we have here is our triple fold board. So this has a place for everything. So here's where your goal tiles are going to go, randomly set up. Here's where the technologies go. There's a little reminder that you can discard an energy to lower the requirements for a goal by 1. So you can do that multiple times for the energy. In this game, X always means a number of something. And again, that's where the little technologies are going to go. Here is where the little satellite marker goes. I'll show you that in a minute. There's an A side and B side for different variety. This is where your robots line up, and there's your robot deck. And up here, the cost to purchase a robot goes up the closer it is to the draw deck, as cards slide that way after purchase. Here's your influence track. You have your Earth and your Mars type, and you can spend 1 credit. Just flip-flop them at the beginning of your turn, and if you can't go past 10, you get 1 credit. Here is the people that you'll get who will give you influence. They will slide this way. When you take them here, they give you less influence. Over here is where you're going to put your energy markers. Here is where you're going to put the tokens. As you'll see, you'll be able to increase power on your robots. And here's where the mega credits go. And then you have your discard piles. Oh, I should show you the back of the board. Looks pretty cool too. Freeman Casino Galileo Project. Alright, so this is the first player board. The only reason I know that is it's got the one on top. Otherwise, they're all the same. You'll see you have the different planets with different symbols around them. You'll be putting robots over here. and they're going to have certain power, and it's going to move your marker around here, which will trigger you being able to get points at the end of the game, which is little stars, or special abilities. Each moon has a different ability. This one is you can spend 2 mega credits to decrease the cost of a robot by a certain amount depending on where your marker is. This one is you get energy tokens. On this moon, you are going to be able to do upgrades on your robots, whether putting a new type on top of the cards, which you'll see, or putting a new moon tile on them, which moves into another moon. And this one, it allows you to have more people for end of game scoring, and then be able to use their abilities better, and so forth. In the middle here, you have your turn diagram. So optionally, first you can spend a mega credit to go up or down on the track, and then you will either grab a person, a robot, or a technology tile, and then you'll see about claiming a goal. And this is the end of game scoring. You can have 2 there initially, and at the end of the game you gotta pay a mega credit for each one that you're going to score. And that's the back of the board. So again, that comes with 4 boards. These are the energy tokens. They're nice wood tokens. This is what each player gets. I'll lay those out in a minute. There's that and that. There's a score pad. You can see. I crushed the bride. She just kind of had a hard time kind of figuring stuff out. These are poker chips. Let's see if I can get this one. Come on. Come on. There we go. As you see, actual nice quality poker chips. A lot of heft. These are those markers that I told you about that you'll be putting on your robots, which I'll show you what that means in a little bit. But they are double-sided, 1, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and the max is going to be 7. Here are the technology tiles. So you get, here's 2 of them, all both the same, and then on the back side, they have a different ability. So you have that one, different thing on the back side. You have these, come on. There's the back. And these, and then the back. So it does come with 3 of each. Here's a couple of the different gold tiles. And here's that little board I was telling you about. So this pertains to the robots. There's a robot with a little satellite dish on it. And what happens when you play the first one, you get access to the top ability. So this one you gain 1 energy. When you play your second one, you get to choose one of the top 2. And then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. And each side's different. We are going to get to all these cards. But I just wanted to show you the rest of the gold tiles. So, quite a few different goals. And again, if on the board you can spend energy to decrease. So like this is have 4 robots of the power of 6 or greater. You spend an energy, you only need 3. Whee! Alrighty, so let me go ahead and get these cards laid out and what each player gets laid out. I will show you the colors really quick, and then I'm only going to lay out one of them. So you got yellow, you got red, blue, and a dark purple. So like I said, I'll be right back with the cards laid out and a player bag laid out. Alright, so we have the cards laid out. So the character cards I'm about to show you is the 2-player setup. There you have the 3-player ones that have the 3 on them, 3+, and then the 4-player has the 4. It's just extra copies of these same 12 characters. It's just you add more with the more characters, or more players. So here you'll see that there's 2 versions of each one, and it's the same abilities, it's just one has blue on top and red on the bottom, and one has red on top and blue on the bottom. Because when you do grab these characters, depending on where your marker is on the influence track is which one you do, unless you move up on one of the moons. So here are the characters. Because what happens is if you use them for their top ability, you're just going to discard them and do whatever the top ability is. If you're using them for the bottom ability, you're going to tuck them under the bottom of your board, and this is going to be end of game scoring. These are the different robots you'll get. I'm not going to spread them all completely out. The layout of the cards is the same. So up here on the top, that 3 red means you're going to need to spend 3 influence on the Mars tracks. You're going to make sure you're on the Mars track when you do this and spend 3 influence. This robot here, when you put it on the moon, will give you mega credit, or credits equal to however many of these robots you already have. That's how all the robots work. If the more of one type you have, the better their ability is. This shows you what moon it goes to, and then this has a power level of 2. So when you put on that moon, you're going to move that marker 2 spaces. This guy is when you place them out, you're going to increase a robot's power level by however many you have. So if you have 3 of these robots, you get to increase a robot on any of the moons by 3. This one is you're going to look at the row of character cards, grab one without doing its influence, but being able to use its ability. And then this is that satellite dish I told you about. You're going to choose from that row of options. These are your robotic project cards. So you're going to start out with one of these at the beginning of the game. They show you what you are going to start off with. So this is 3 influence and 3 credits. This is 1 energy. They also have a power level, because when that one moon where you can put upgrades, you'll be able to use your character pieces, which are these little moons or these. So like I could put this on there and this right there, and now it'll get deployed to that moon, increase it by 4, and trigger that ability. You can also put these moons on these robots that have a spot. When you do, they would move from that moon to the other one. This one has a dual assignment, so you can choose where you want to put that. However, after you do that, after everyone gets one of these then get flipped over to this side for the rest of the game, because once you deploy your robotic project, you can get another one, and here it is, just basic 2, no other abilities, but you can still load it up and deploy it. So again, here are your character pieces. You get a robot of each type that you'll be assigning to a robot project. You get these little markers that you can put on one of these. I should mention you also can put one of these on a robot you already have out. It doesn't trigger again, but it will make the next one of that type you put out better. Here are your trackers for your moons. Here are your gold tokens, and this is your influence marker. So all these wood bits are nice, screen printed, really good quality. And these tokens are nice and thick. The poker chips are nice, so this is a really cool production all around. So again, that was Galileo Project from Sorry We Are French. I am the groom. I'm going to go observe the sky.